Amazon processes 275 million search queries throughout an AI system called Cosmo every single day, and I guarantee you never heard anyone explain what it actually is. Cosmo is the algorithm that powers Rufus. If you don't understand how they work together, you're optimizing blind and leaving 20 to 40% visibility gains on the table. I've spent months digging into Amazon's technical papers, testing optimization strategies, and tracking results across multiple accounts. What I found changes how I think about Amazon SEO entirely. I'm going to break down exactly what Cosmo is, how it connects to Rufus, why engagement signals now matter more than keywords, and what this means for how you build listings. Because here's what nobody's connecting yet. Rufus isn't the algorithm, it's just the voice. Cosmo is the brain. And understanding that distinction is the difference between guessing and knowing. For over a decade, Amazon Search worked on a simple principle: keyword matching. You search wireless earbud, Amazon found listings with those words, ranked them by sales velocity and relevant signals, showed you results, and the A9 algorithm, later updated to A10, was essentially a sophisticated matching engine. Sellers optimized accordingly, find high volume keywords, put them in your listing, index properly, drive sales velocity, rank higher, and repeat. That system is being replaced. Amazon has built a two-layer AI system. Cosmo is the back end. It builds massive knowledge graphs that understand what products are, who they're for, and why people buy them. And Rufus is the front end. It queries those knowledge graphs to answer shopper questions that make recommendations. Think about how different this is. The old algorithm asks, does this listing contain words that shoppers typed? The new system asks, does this product solve the problems that the shopper has? When someone searches sturdy backend for hiking, the old algorithm looks for listings containing those keywords. Cosmo understands that sturdy relates to durability, hiking implies outdoor use and trail conditions, and backpack for hiking needs specific features like hydration compatibility and load distribution. Cosmo doesn't match words, it maps concepts. It builds relationships between products, use cases, audiences, and needs. Coffee maker connects to morning routine, connects to quick brew, connects to busy professional. These aren't keywords, they're a semantic network of understanding. Rufus then queries this network. When a shopper asks what coffee maker is best for someone who's always rushing in the morning, Rufus doesn't search for those keywords. It queries Cosmo's knowledge graph for coffee makers associated with speed, convenience, and busy lifestyles. The results? Products get recommended based on what they actually are, not just what words are in the listing. This is why keyword stuff listings are losing visibility. They optimize for words matching. The new system optimizes for understanding. If Cosmo can't build a clear knowledge graph from your listings, Rufus can't confidently recommend you. It's that simple. So most sellers have never heard of Cosmo. They know Rufus, this is visible, it's customer facing, Amazon markets it, but Cosmo is the engine underneath that nobody talks about. Understanding Cosmo is understanding how Amazon actually decides what to show people. Cosmo stands for Common Sense Knowledge Generation and Serving System. It's Amazon's framework for building massive knowledge graphs that capture how humans think about products and shopping decisions. Here's how Cosmo works at a technical level. It starts with data mining, so analyzing billions of user behavior, searches, product views, purchases, returns, reviews, questions. Early interaction feeds the system. But Cosmo doesn't just collect the data, it generates hypotheses about relationships. When it sees that people who buy hiking backpacks also frequently buy trekking poles, hydration bladders, and trail maps, Cosmo infers a relationship. Hiking backpack, it connects the hiking gear ecosystem. That's not a keyword, that's conceptual understanding. These relationships get structured into knowledge graphs. Amazon's published research shows Cosmo's building graphs with 6.3 million nodes and 29 million edges across 18 product categories. Each node is a concept. Each edge is a relationship. Used for, compatible with, brought by, solves. The system uses large language modules to generate these relationships, and then it validates them through what Amazon calls critics, combinations of human annotations and machine learning filtered that ensures that knowledge is accurate. Here's the critical part. Cosmo doesn't rank products, it understands them. It's not a ranking algorithm like A9, it's a decision engine that builds on context Rufus needs. It makes recommendations. By late 2025, Cosmo processed 275 million queries daily, about 14% of Amazon's total search volume. That number is growing every month as Amazon shifts more traffic to AI-driven discovery. When you optimize for Cosmo, you're not trying to rank for keyword, you're trying to build a clear, accurate node in Amazon's knowledge graph. The more Cosmo understands about what your product is, who it's for, and what problem it solves, the more confidently Rufus can recommend you. Rufus looks like a chatbot. It feels like a chatbot. Shoppers ask questions, Rufus answers simple, but what's happening underneath is far more sophisticated than a typical AI assistant. Rufus is a retrieval augmented generation system that queries Cosmo knowledge graph in real time. When a shopper asks Rufus a question, Rufus doesn't generate an answer from scratch. It retrieves the relevant information from Cosmo's knowledge graph, then generates a response based on what it finds. Let me walk you through how that actually works. So if a shopper asks what's the difference between trail running shoes and road running shoes, step 1, Rufus phrases the query to understand the intent. This isn't asking for a product, it's asking for a comparison explanation. Step 2, Rufus queries Cosmo's knowledge graph for the concepts trail running shoes and road running shoes. It retrieves the attributes, use cases, and relationship associated with each. Step 3, Cosmo returns structured information: trail running shoes, aggressive treads, ankle support, durable construction, designed for uneven terrain; road running shoes, cushion soles, lightweight, smooth outsoles designed for pavements. And in step 4, Rufus generates a natural language response synthesizing this information. It might also pull from product reviews, Q&A sections, and even external web sources to enrich the answer. Step 5, if the shopper then asks which trail running shoes are best for rocky terrain, Rufus queries Cosmo again, this time for trail running shoes with attributes related to rock protection, grip on loose surfaces, and durability. This is called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Rufus retrieves from the knowledge graph, then generates. It's not making things up, it's synthesizing the Cosmo has learned about the product. In 2026, Rufus added external web citations when answering certain questions. It now pulls from sources like TechRadar, Wirecutter for expert reviews. This expands the knowledge base beyond Amazon's own data, but the core product understanding still comes from Cosmo. This architecture explains why listing optimization matters so much. Cosmo builds its knowledge graph from the listing content, backend attributes, reviews, and Q&A. If that information is incomplete or unclear, Cosmo builds an incomplete graph. When Rufus queries for relevant products, yours doesn't surface, not because it's not indexed, but because Cosmo doesn't confidently understand what it is. In the A9 era, the ranking factors were straightforward: keywords, sales velocity, conversion rate, reviews. Drive those metrics and you ranked. Simple cause and effect. So Cosmo and Rufus added a layer that most sellers don't know exists: engagement signals. How shoppers interact with your listing now directly affects how the AI understands and recommends your products. Cosmo learns from behavior, not just text. The time on page, video views, image engagement, Q&A interaction. These signals tell Cosmo which products are actually solving shopper needs. So here's how this works. 2 products have identical keywords, similar reviews, comparable prices. Under the old algorithm, they rank based on sales velocity and conversion rate. Under Cosmo, the system also tracks how long these shoppers spend on each listing. Do they watch the product video? Do they scroll through all images? Do they read the Q&A? Do they engage with A+ content? Product A has a 30-second average time on page. Shoppers glance at the main image and leave. Product B has a 2-minute average time on page. Shoppers watch the video, browse images, read A+ content, check Q&A. Cosmo interprets this behaviorally. Product B is providing information shoppers find valuable. Shoppers are engaging deeply before making purchase decisions. That engagement signal feeds back into the knowledge graph. Product B is more relevant for shoppers who want detailed information before buying. When Rufus recommends products for complex queries, the kind where shoppers need reassurance, Product B surfaces more often, not because of keywords, because of engagement patterns. The data supports this. Amazon's internal testing shows listings with high engagement signals receive a 3% boost in ad performance through better intent extraction. That might sound small, but compounded across millions of queries, it's significantly visible. And here's the engagement signal most sellers miss entirely: Q&A participation. When customers ask questions and you provide detailed answers, that Q&A becomes part of your Cosmo knowledge graph. Those answers can be retrieved by Rufus when shoppers ask similar questions. An active, comprehensive Q&A section isn't just customer service, it's AI optimization. Audit your engagement metrics in brand analytics. Look at time on page, video view rates, image engagement. If shoppers are bouncing quickly, Cosmo is learning that your listing doesn't satisfy search intent. Improve the content that holds attention, video quality, image depth, A+ content richness. Engagement now drives discovery. For years, Amazon SEO playbook was clear. Find every possible keyword variation, stuff them into your listing and backend, index for everything. More keywords meant more visibility. It worked. Cosmo changed the game. Keyword stuffing doesn't just fail to help anymore, it actively hurts your visibility. Cosmo needs semantic clarity to build accurate knowledge graphs. Keyword stuff listings create noise that confuses the system. When Cosmo can't clearly understand your product, Rufus can't confidently recommend it. Let me show you why this happened. A keyword stuff title might look like wireless earbuds, Bluetooth headphones, TWS earbuds, in-ear headphone, headset, sports running, gym workout earphones. Every word there might be relevant, but what does Cosmo learn from this? It's wireless, it's Bluetooth, it's earbuds or headphones or headset. 3 different terms for similar things. It's for sports or running or gym or workout. 4 contexts without clarity on which is primary. Cosmo sees ambiguity. The knowledge graph node for this product becomes fuzzy. When Rufus needs to recommend earbuds specifically for running, it can't tell this product is primarily for running or if running is just one of many. The recommendation confidence drops compared to running earbuds with secure fit ear hooks, sweat-proof wireless headphones for athletes. Cosmo now understands the primary use is running, the key feature is secure fit via ear hook, and sweat-proof is a critical attribute. Target audiences is athlete. The knowledge graph node is clear. When Rufus queries for running earbuds, this product surfaces confidently. This is why the shift from noun phrase optimization matters. Instead of stuffing individual keywords, you build descriptive phrases that communicate clear meaning. Hand-carved mahogany bookshelf tells Cosmos more than just bookshelf mahogany wood carved handmade. And here's the risk of over-optimizing. Contradictions. If your title says professional grade and your bullets say great for beginners, Cosmo sees conflict signals. If your backend says lightweight and your reviews mention heavier than expected, Cosmo has uncertainty. Contradictions trigger what some call hallucination risk. Cosmo avoids recommending products it can't describe confidently. Semantic clarity beats keyword volume every time. Review your listing for clarity, not just keyword coverage. Ask, would a human reading this immediately understand what the product is, who it's for, and why they should buy it? If yes, Cosmo probably understands too. If no, it takes multiple readings to piece together the true proposition. Your knowledge graph is fuzzy. Understanding how Cosmo and Rufus work is valuable, but understanding without action is just trivia. Let me translate this into specific changes you should make to your listing. So 3 areas need attention: listing structure feeds, Cosmo clear information, content strategy that answers the questions Rufus asks, and review harvesting that builds your knowledge graph over time. So listing structure first. Your title should lead with what the product is for, not what it is. Running earbuds for athletes, tell Cosmos the use case immediately. Wireless headphones with secure fit for running buries the context. Lead with intent and follow with feature. Bullets should be modular, each one addressing a specific aspect Cosmo cares about. 1 bullet for primary use case, 1 key different feature, 1 for target audience, and 1 for problem solve, and 1 for quality durability. Cosmo can extract clear attributes from modular bullets. Dense paragraph creates noise. And then backend attributes need complete coverage. Every field Amazon provides is data point for Cosmo: material dimension, intended use, target demographic, special features. Fill everything. Missing attributes create gaps in your knowledge graph. Content strategy next. A+ content should answer questions before they're asked. Structured search sections around shopper concerns. Who is it for? How does it work? What makes it different? What results can I expect? These aren't just good copywriting. They're the context question Rufus might ask on your behalf. So include comparison content. Cosmo uses comparison to position products in its knowledge graph. When you state how you differ from alternatives, you're helping Cosmo map your unique node. Image alt text matters now. Every image should have descriptive alt text that reinforces your positions. Women running on mountain trail wearing secure fit earbuds tells Cosmo more than product lifestyle image. Alt text feeds knowledge graph. Review harvesting last. You can't control what customers write, but you can influence the topics they address. Follow-up emails should ask specific questions. How has this worked for your target use case? Would you recommend this to your target audience? Detailed reviews that mention context and use cases become part of the Cosmo profile. And it's the same for product Q&A. Seed your Q&A with questions Rufus is likely to ask, then answer comprehensively. Every question, every Q&A exchange adds to your knowledge graph and gives Rufus more material to pull from. Prioritize by impact. Start with title restructuring. That's your highest visibility content. Then modular bullets. Then A+ content that answers pre-purchase questions. Backend completeness next. Finally, ongoing review and Q&A strategy. This isn't a one-time optimization, it's a system that compounds over time. Now, most sellers are still optimizing for the old system. They're chasing keywords, tracking search rank, running the same playbook they've used for years. It still works for now. Traditional search isn't going anywhere overnight, but sellers who understand Cosmo and Rufus have something their competitors don't: clarity on where Amazon is heading. This isn't about abandoning what works, it's about adding a layer of optimization that positions you for where the platform is going. Now, let me give you the strategic picture. Amazon is investing billions in AI infrastructure. Rufus is just the beginning. Predictive bundling, auto buy recommendations, voice commerce through Alexa, all of it runs on Cosmo's knowledge graph. The sellers building clear, accurate sales nodes today are establishing positions that compound over time. Every shopper interaction with their listing feeds Cosmos more data about what the product is and who it serves. The knowledge graph gets richer, recommendations get more confident, visibility increases. The sellers ignoring this will wake up in 2 years wondering why organic traffic declined despite doing everything that used to work. Their listing rank is fine in traditional search, but they're invisible in 20 to 30, eventually 50% of traffic that flows through AI-driven discovery. The competitive advantage isn't complicated. Understand the system better than your competitors. While they're optimizing for keywords, optimize for understanding. While they track search rank, track engagement signals. While they stuff listings, build clarity. Any mover in any platform shift gains disproportionate advantages. Mobile optimization in 2015, voice search in 2018, AI discovery in 2026. The window is open now. It won't stay open forever. Start this week. Pull your top 5 listings. Query Rufus about each one. Audit the knowledge graph clarity. Identify the graphs between what Cosmo knows and what you want it to know. Then systematically close the gaps. The sellers who do this now will own the AI discovery channel. The ones who wait will just rent it. So here's what it comes down to. Rufus is the voice and Cosmo is the brain. And together, they're replacing everything we thought we knew about Amazon search. The old system matched keywords. The new system matches intent. The old system ranks by sales velocity. The new system ranks by understanding. The old system rewards stuffing. The new system rewards clarity. This is not a minor algorithm update. It's a fundamental shift in how Amazon connects shoppers with products, and the sellers who understand that shift, who optimize for knowledge graphs instead of knowledge lists, will own the visibility that others can't figure out how to get. Cosmo is building a map of every product on Amazon, what it is, who it's for, what the problem it solves, Your job is to make sure your products have clear, accurate, compelling nodes on the map. Because when Rufus queries the map looking for something to recommend, you want to be the obvious answer. Now, you just learned how Cosmo builds the knowledge graph and how Rufus queries it. But knowing how the system works and actually optimizing for it are two different things. Most sellers hear noun phrases and conversational content and nod along. Then they go back to their listing and have no idea where to start. One seller we worked with had a listing ranking fine in traditional search, but was completely invisible to Rufus. We ran 5 simple questions for Rufus on their product, and the answers were so vague they couldn't describe any competitor. After implementing a 4-step optimization process, their conversion rate jumped 14% in 6 weeks. I did a full breakdown on that exact 4-step process, from querying Rufus directly on your own listing to noun phrase optimization, conversational context rewrites, and back-end fixes that close the gaps in your knowledge graph. If you've just learned what Cosmo is and why it matters, that video will show you exactly how to optimize for it step by step, starting with 20 minutes of research that reveals more about your AI visibility than hours of keyword analysis, because understanding the brain is only useful if you know how to speak its language. So the link is above, and I'll see you there.